Thank you so much. Wow, I'm so excited to see all of you. I'm so sorry that I didn't have a chance yet to meet you in person, but I'm showing up at 6 o'clock in the morning when you leave to send you on your way. And I can't wait in like towards the third week of August when we are back to get together, maybe in my party room, and really see you and hear about the study seminar. I hope there will be an article in the paper about your study seminar. You have the best scholars between Mr. Black, Dr. Nargon, and Kate. You have the best scholars. So, you know, it will be a very powerful trip, and I hope to build on this trip and we'll be able to take more students and teachers next year. That's it. Ellen, you can take it from here.
Fantastic. So today's session is all things logistical. So you all have the ability to unmute yourself. If there's ever a time during today's session that something is not clear, now is the time to speak up, because if you have a question, chances are someone else has that same question. So without any further ado, let me share my screen and we'll get started right away. So as Sippy mentioned, we leave next Saturday morning at 7 a.m. The bus picks you up and it's wheels up, 6 a.m. I've already made a mistake. Sorry, Kate, it's been a long day for me. At 6 a.m. and it's wheels up at 6 a.m. So my guess is that you should really try to get there by about 5:30 to make sure if you have to use the restroom or anything before we head out, that all of that is taken into consideration. All right. So we have with us our three scholars. We have Dr. Michael Narragon, Samuel Black, and Kate Lakazowitz. And any questions you have that we can't answer, I am sure that they will be able to answer any of those questions as well. Of course, today's agenda, we want to welcome you. We know that it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Pittsburgh. We hope that it is if you're outside of this area. So please, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day. I already have some questions coming in the chat. I will do my best to answer all of those. As I mentioned, today's session, we're going to be reviewing the logistics. This study seminar is here in the United States, so you will have comforts of home where you might not have that on international travel. So it's a little bit of an easier lift for you, but because we are traveling on a bus and because we're staying at various hotel locations, there may be some questions. We'll answer all of those for you. We'll talk a little bit about the packing list, which is updated on our seminar participation page. We'll talk a little bit about our tip money that everyone will be bringing with them and handing over to Kate on the bus on Saturday morning. We'll talk a little bit about our videographer that'll be traveling with us, and we'll talk about what we're hoping comes out of this video. You also will all be participating in a memorial service in Selma, which we did last year and was really powerful and meaningful. So you'll be doing that as well. We'll talk about the resources, not only the ones that are already up on our webpage, but the ones that Michael would like for you to be able to access on your Google Drive throughout the study seminar time period. And we'll talk about the blog. Before I go into any of those details, does anybody have any questions? I don't want to go too fast or not give you ample time to answer questions. All right, let me pull up the packing list. Now, the packing list for your group is a little bit easier because, of course, we're here in this country. So as you know, we're traveling on a bus, so you want to make sure that you pack your luggage, which will go under the bus, with the essentials that you can live without until you actually check into the hotel. So make sure you're packing a day bag that has all the essentials that you may need. You may also want to make sure that you bring with you some light snacks, because although the bus will be stopping for restrooms and for snacks and lunches at various times, you want to make sure that just in case there's extensive traffic or the schedule is a little bit off, if you're someone who needs to eat regularly, it's really a good idea to bring some small snacks with you, all right? Make sure you try your best to have lightweight luggage. You, of course, are traveling on a bus and the luggage will be stored underneath the bus, but you will be responsible for carrying that luggage in and out of hotels and any of those pieces. So make sure that you do your best. Sippy, do you want to talk a little bit about why people should try to carry small luggages, carry-on sizes? She's left, or maybe she's muted. Again, this isn't an international travel experience, which CWB does regularly, but Sippy always recommends that if people can possibly travel with small luggage, it's worthwhile because it'll make your time a whole lot easier. Kate and Michael, do you want to talk about the type of attire that people should pack throughout the study seminar?
It's going to be hot. We will be walking between sites in instances where they are near enough each other that it doesn't make sense to get on the bus. So be ready to walk and for it to be hot, but also to step inside sites that will be air conditioned and where there might be a chill.
Comfortable shoes, dress in layers. You'll be able to pack your day bags. So if you want to pack your day bags, carry those with you throughout some of the more extensive sites. Also, if you have the need to leave a larger day bag on the bus during the days for your site visits, the buses will be locked and the bus driver will be there. So those will be secure as well. Make sure that you have all of the accessories that you may need. So make sure you bring your iPhone, your electronic device, if you carry an e-reader. If you're going to bring a computer, make sure you carry that with you as well. Make sure you have all of the cords that you need for charging of all of those devices. Chances are you probably won't need a swimsuit, although some of the hotels may have pools, so you may need to have those as well. Make sure you have all of the power banks and battery packs that you may need. The bus can be loud and some of the bus time will be utilized for teachable moments. But if you're someone who likes quiet, you might want to get a set of earphones that have a noise canceling piece so you can actually relax a little bit. Make sure you have something that you can pack a day bag in. Kate said it will be hot. It will be hot. Make sure you bring a water bottle that you can refill regularly. Staying hydrated is an important piece as well. I mentioned make sure you pack snacks. CWB essentials that some of you, that those will be available on Saturday when you get on the bus. They will include a CWB t-shirt, CWB hat. You'll be having a notepad and pen. You'll be having some masks, some luggage tags, things like that. So make sure that you have all of those packed and save room in your carry-on luggage for those as well. All right, so let me transition from that. Let me transition back to our seminar logistics now that we've talked about the $100 in cash. Sippy, you're not here with us anymore? All right, so every CWB seminar that we facilitate, we ask for every participant to bring $100. CWB tips the museum sites, we tip the hotels, we tip, of course, the restaurants, and we do so generously. So that $100 is just a small portion of what CWB will actually give back to the community. So we ask that you bring $100. You can bring it in any type of denomination, although larger bills are probably more appreciated. If you'd like for us to be a little bit more specific about who we tip, I'm happy to do that for you as well. You'll be traveling with 2 videographers, Jahi and Erica, neither of whom I believe are on our session here. I don't see them. Oh, Erica, you are. Erica, do you want to talk a little bit about what you are envisioning for the video?
Hi, I'm Erica. Nice to see you. Can you hear me and everything?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'm really Jahi's assistant, but I think what we're going to be doing is interviewing some of you about your experiences as we go, trying to kind of like get those live reactions on tape, and then hopefully also talking to some of the people we meet along the way and basically documenting our experiences on this trip to kind of see it as it unfolds. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, don't be shy to go up to both Jahi and Erica and ask questions of them. If you want to take a little bit extra time, if they've come up to you and you need a little bit extra time to process, you're more than welcome to do that. One of the things that CWB always does for our study seminars is we produce these videos, and they're useful for you to utilize in your classroom as teachable moments, to share with your community, to talk about your experiences, and to reflect upon. So it's an important element that CWB always incorporates in our study seminars. So it's an important piece for all of you to understand that they are traveling with us. For the memorial service, there are some pieces of poetry, there's some songs. That memorial service will be in hardcover. So Kate will be passing those out at our site in Selma to everyone during the memorial service. So no need to print that. But if you'd like to preview it a bit, it is available in our seminar pages, as well as those resources. So we have our entire resource book, which Michael has compiled diligently, but he also has a series of resources, and I will give you access to those in just a minute. And then we have our blog. All right. So for our blog entries, we ask that all of the participants write a blog or 2 during the study seminar. So maybe you don't have an idea yet which day you would like to take ownership of. Maybe you want to look at the seminar itinerary. I will carry this link as well as all the other pieces in a follow-up email for us. So if you would like to sign up now, you're more than welcome to. You'll be sending those blogs to me or Jackie, and we'll put them up on our website. In terms of the length of the blog entry, that's entirely up to you. It doesn't have to be an extensive piece of writing. It can be a reflective piece. It could be a piece of poetry. It could be a short letter home. It could be a short letter to your students. Something that's impactful to you. And I promise we won't edit them out. So, include what you would like for the audience at large to be able to see. We put them up on our website, and we highlight those in our email blast to all of our participants. So you will be published across our website. We'd also like for you to be able to include pictures of the sites that you are reflecting on or important elements. So send those along to me, because they're always much more powerful if I can include images. All right. The CWB essentials, as I mentioned, those will meet you on the bus. There will be a box with everyone's CWB essentials packed up. Of course, you're all getting t-shirts. We have the sizes, so all of those bags will be labeled with each person's name on the bag so that you get the appropriate one. If you're someone who doesn't like to wear a t-shirt that hasn't been laundered, you might want to bring some laundry soap to rinse them out in the first hotel. We like for you to wear those when we take our group photo together, so that's important. Plus, It's a great t-shirt, great color. I'm sure you'll love it. Don't forget, all of our educators have post-seminar projects that they are required to do. So bringing this learning into your classroom in an impactful way, but what works for you. So CWB is willing to work with you, whatever you need for us to make that happen in your school setting. We are happy to do that. We also ask that every participant create a Witness in the Living Room program where you share with your community at large what you learned on this study seminar. And that's where the video piece will be very useful, because once we have that video completed and edited and rolled out, you can use that. Typically, we have our reunions in late October, early November. Sippy had mentioned that because this study seminar is early in June, we might want to get together before that as a group to just reflect, maybe in mid to late August. So be looking for information regarding that. All right, this is important. So this is the link to all of the resources that Michael has compiled. Michael, do you want to share with everyone what they'll find here? And this is the QR code for it.
Sure. Ellen, can you let me share my screen? So I don't want to.
Sure.
I guess, can you stop sharing yours?
Of course I can.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. So I put together some materials that I believe I have linked to our days on the trip. And if you click on, and I'll drop this link in the chat for you as well. But if you click on this particular link, and I'm headed for the chat. Paste. Boom. That should take you directly there. You'll see a series of files that are aligned with the days that we go. There's a little letter that I wrote for you to look at before you leave. Oops. It looks like this. It's very exciting. The pros, outstanding, of course. It's lined up by day, day 1, 2, 3. And in there, you'll see a series of titles of material that I'd like for us to at least maybe toy with, play with. Sometimes we'll be able to direct them directly. At other times, I think they provide important background information, makes sense some of the sites we're visiting. What I was thinking is it makes a lot of sense to think about a particular theme or two that we might develop in detail at a particular site. And then these readings are connected to them. For example, I'm thinking in day 2 that might make a lot of sense to talk about the global dimensions of civil rights ideology, for example. And so I have a little piece there about that. And I also have how Fannie Lou Hamer and freedom riders spoke about that as well. And so if you go back to the piece, you'll see on day 1 in Greensboro, you'll find there are more resources than I mentioned in that little particular Dear Colleagues things, but each one of the ones that's mentioned lines up with a particular piece in here. So for example, the early sit-ins in Los Angeles, this is a free piece. If you're interested and you want to know what's going on in Los Angeles, and you're someplace outside of the South, that's for you. If you want to know about the donut shop sit-in in Chicago, that's for you. But the ones that we're going to do is the moment the 4 students sat down to take a stand. It's a very nice overview of what happens in Greensboro to give you a nice little context for what it is we're looking at. And will also help you we'll be able to have more informed conversations, I guess is what I'm saying. And so this is true for every single one of the days. It also gives you something to do on the bus during our rides. And I think it'll work. We'll see what happens. But I'll be curious as to what you think about this as sort of a strategy and exercise. So before I leave, does anyone have any questions about how that works? Was everyone able to access it?
And one of the things that you might want to do is you might want to make sure that you have the Google Drive app on your phone, because if you don't have access to Wi-Fi, the Google Drive app will allow you to access those pieces a little bit easier. So make sure you have that on your phone. Elena, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, my question was, does the bus have plugins like, Amtrak trains do, so you can plug in your chargers? Because if we're all going to be accessing and, we're all going to be powering down, are we able to plug in and charge our devices while we're on the bus?
Kate, I don't know. Kate, do you know?
I will take a look at the contract and see if it says anything. But we did, excuse the dog. We did get a nice big bus for our comfort. So I'd be surprised if it weren't equipped, but I'm going to take a look now.
Okay, great.
Absolutely. So Kate will have that answer for us shortly. If you need, I would suggest you bringing an external power supply so that you can charge if needed. And also, you know, we're all going to become a family on this trip. So if you need to look over somebody's shoulder and read alongside them, I'm sure that that wouldn't be a problem. Michael.
Well, I just say I can guarantee you I will have a hard copy because I cannot read very well on my electronic device in a car. So if you're in a pinch, you can, if you don't mind my little scribblings, you can certainly borrow my copy as well. So we should be set, but we'll let you know, Elena.
Any other questions?
Oops, sorry, Ellen.
No, it's good.
Awesome.
All right, so we also have, and I'll let Kate field this one. I'm going to drop this link into the chat for you. Kate, will you explain why we need them to fill out this lunch sign up? Oh, sorry.
Yes, no, that's fine. There are going to be a couple of days where we have tight turnarounds as we drive between Atlanta to Montgomery, and then when we are headed from Memphis to Louisville. So I would love for us to pre-order some to-go lunches for Monday and Friday so that we can just have those ready on the bus. So I would appreciate you being able to fill that form out at your earliest convenience so that I can make sure our lunches are ready for us next Monday and Friday.
Perfect.
Ellen, unless I mess this up, the link that's just in there is to the Sign Up Genius for blogging.
Oh, darn. Kate, can you drop in I apologize. Try to be perfect and look what happened. But Kate sent that along to me, so I'm sure that she has it at the ready. There it is, perfect. Fantastic, okay, great. All right, we also will be communicating on WhatsApp. Now again, this seminar is different than our European seminars, so WhatsApp isn't really necessary, but it is a good way to group communicate everyone. So this is the link to WhatsApp here. It's a little QR code. So if you just take your phone and put it right up against the screen, you should be able to access this. I'll also send the actual link in the follow-up email to sign up for our WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a great way to communicate because not only can we send large group pieces, though you can also upload photographs that you want to share, and those are automatically saved in your Google Photo Drive on your phone. You can create smaller groups once everyone is there. So if you wanted to go out in the evening and hear some live music, something like that, you can create smaller groups. So it's a nice user-friendly piece as well.
I just want to loop back to the question about the bus. It doesn't explicitly say that it has chargers, but it does have air conditioning, reclining seats, a restroom, DVD, Wi-Fi, PA system, and radio. So I assume it's also going to have some chargers. This sounds like a well-appointed bus. Nothing but the best for all of you.
All right, final logistics. As we mentioned at beginning session today, and I apologize for my misspeaking, we leave at 6 a.m. So please plan on arriving before 6 a.m. Jackie has already been journaling people who are asking to leave their vehicles at our offices, which are at Road of Shalom Congregation. We need to let them know that the cars will be there for the entire week. So if you haven't let Jackie know, if you can please do that ASAP. And with that, my piece is done. So I'm going to turn the camera over to Jackie, Kate, and Michael.
Just on the parking, I need the model, make, and your license plate number, and the color of your car. It's if you are leaving it at Road of Shalom, please.
All right, Kate and Michael, any last words of wisdom?
I was gonna say, Kate, do you have anything to say?
I always pack sunscreen no matter where I'm traveling, and I'm going to recommend that also.
And if you haven't turned in your waivers, there's only a few of you left. Most people have turned in their waivers. I ask that you send them in to me, please, your signed waivers.
Sam?
Yeah, I had a couple of questions. One was just addressed in terms of the waivers, but I did request an MOU that I'm gonna need for the History Center. I haven't received that.
Erica, I think Erica was in touch with you. I know that she had last week, she had a very difficult week with our big annual dinner, but I will give her a reminder tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Samuel. Anyone else?
All right, well, all I would say is I'm really looking forward to this adventure. I think one of the things that I hope that we adopt is much more sort of a Ella Baker style collective response to touring, in that, you know, I'll try to set a tone, but I clearly don't see myself as the lead. So I would love for us to be in constant conversation with each other. If there's something you want to know and it's not on our agenda, just raise the question and I'll do our level best to sort of track down an answer for you. And if we don't know, I'll be more than happy to say, I don't know, and I'll try to find the response by the next time we meet. So please, you know, let's have a lot of fun. This is going to be fantastic. It's going to be difficult at times, right? This is going to be some hard history that we're establishing, but we have the right group of people to look at it squarely in the face and do right by it. So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to this, and I will see you bright and early on Saturday. Woo!
One last thing, could you guys please send the address in the chat? I'm not familiar with where we're meeting.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Great question. Put that in right now. Oh, Kate already put it in. You are fast, faster than I. And it is Rhoda Shalom Congregation. So we're located between two streets, Morewood and, is it Darlington? No. Devonshire. Morewood and Devonshire. So Morewood has been closed to construction, so you might need to come in at Devonshire, but either of those roads, and it's right on Fifth Avenue, the front entrance. But you can't park on Fifth Avenue. The parking's between those two side streets. Modest dress for churches. You should bring, absolutely, always bring a scarf. I suggest it for both ladies and gentlemen. Always bring a scarf if you need to cover your shoulders. If we're going into any sites that require you to be a little bit more covered up, so carry a scarf with you. And as Kate mentioned, you're going to be going inside and outside. It's going to be hot, but you're also going to be going into air-conditioned spaces. So carrying a scarf with you is a good way. I would also make sure you bring an umbrella just in case, although the way that this heat spell is going here in Pittsburgh, who knows? Well, I'm going to stop recording because I think we are just about done here. I absolutely will.